Okay, thank you very much for this. So while people will be admitted, because I see that there are continuous traffic between the waiting room and here the main hall, while our colleagues keep people entering, maybe I can kick off this short meeting about the MMM, the Mediterranean Multi-Program Mechanism. Good morning, everybody. My name is Rosario Sapienza. I work for TESIM, which is a project that makes technical assistance to the all Interreg programs. Together with Interreg, we try to coordinate synergies among programs. I'm very excited today because we are somehow kicking off together with many programs something that actually put into practice synergies. And we are here in order to coordinate, to try to launch the idea of the coordinated call, but not only this, we will see also other things. Here we have the agenda where we will start immediately with an introduction to the Mediterranean multi-program mechanism. And then we are going to dive a bit into the concept, into the idea of the coordinated call. But then we will have other next step related to other actions that coordinated, have been imagined together by many programs. So I will give the floor immediately to Silvia Comiati. Actually, before that, maybe we can go to the fact that all this session will be recorded, and the recording will be available in the different website of the different programs involved into this joint call. But at the same time, you are not. You will. I mean, it's interesting to see that the programs have to update their Zoom account because of this meeting that actually is supposed to be attended by more than 1,000 people. So people are still coming. We are reaching 600 people at the moment. And you have the possibility of drop your questions through the QR code that you have here or through the link that is provided by the chat from Claudia Ferluca in the chat. So feel free to populate of questions, and we will have a moment for your questions. But before that, I leave the floor to Silvia Comiati, the Managing Authority of Interreg Italy Croatia, in order to introduce a little bit the general features of the Mediterranean multi-program mechanism. Silvia, good morning, and the floor is yours.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Rosario, for this introduction. I'm glad to welcome you all in this online event on behalf of the Interreg Italy Croatia program, which is the coordinating program for this period of 6 months until the end of June. And of course, on behalf of all my colleagues from the other programs of the mechanism, I'm very proud to welcome and to start this meeting today. It's for us a great honor and a great happiness to have this coordinated call presented illustrated to you for the first time today. And let me give you a little bit of context about the MMM and how we actually arrived to this point. So many of you already know us, then you probably have heard about different activities that we carried out. You probably were among the participants of our event that we had last year, 1 year ago actually, in Split, where we were happily able to gather together a lot of you, a lot of beneficiaries and stakeholders from the whole Mediterranean area.
We cannot hear Silvia anymore, I think. No. Uh, okay. There is some technical issue, at least in my side. I
area to
cannot.
this
Yeah.
which is sustainable tourism.
Sorry, Sylvia, there was a technical issue and we didn't hear you. We hear you until split when we were
Okay, now
repeat.
you hear me back?
Yes, now we can hear
Okay,
you.
okay, good. Okay, so I was recalling our event in Split last year, and we were able to gather together a lot of you to discuss about the topic that was chosen as the main aspect to develop together and to address all together, which is sustainable tourism. Today we are here to introduce you with some of the novelties we were working on in the last year, and in particular the coordinated call, which will be illustrated by my colleague Corsa Cervelli in just a couple of minutes, and the peer exchange program that we have developed together. These are all opportunities that we have thought about, we have built together in a joint effort, as it is not easy to decide together, to come together to create and give, let's say, innovative ideas, concrete innovative ideas that are really for us a step forward in the way that we address synergies and coordination, but also capitalization in our programs. And this common effort made by 10 programs, for us it's a big achievement and a great result that we have achieved so far. This is all also in the view of what we are looking ahead, the next programming, the next challenges that we will all face in our programs. And we think that what we have developed so far in the MMN will definitely be a starting point also for better programming and better coordination for the next programming. So with these words, I don't want to leave. I want to leave it to my colleagues to further explain to you what we have cooked together for you, and we hope that these opportunities will be something that will create an added value for the whole Mediterranean area, because we are all convinced, all of us, we are working to make synergies, coordination, and cooperation even stronger in the Mediterranean area and in the field of sustainable tourism. So I thank you all for participating today, and give back the floor to Rosario. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sylvia. So before diving into the joint call and the coordination exchange, it's a pleasure for me to invite to the floor Olivier Baudelet from DG Regio, that actually can experience this big effort of putting into practice and translating into practice what synergies are. We all agree between programs, and I think also at of course regional level, but also at project level, that coordination is essential. It gives an added value, but it's always quite tricky and complicated to actually to put hands on it, to translate this into practice. So Olivier from DG Regio, the floor is yours, and thank you for being with us.
Thanks, Rosario, and good morning to all of you. First of all, congratulations to the Interreg programs involved in this coordinated call under the MMM, the Mediterranean Multi-Program Mechanism. It's a big step, and we know it required a lot of work, so again, congratulations. This call is also a timely opportunity to reflect on the coordination, the cooperation, but it also has a wider strategic value in terms of cooperating in the Mediterranean region. And for the European Commission, this MMM is of particular importance because it reflects the core objective that is central to the way we want the European funds to work, not in isolation, not in parallel, and not in competition with one another, but in a coordinated and coherent manner. And in a context where needs are growing and resources must be used in an effective and efficient way, the MMM offers a practical building synergies, strengthening complementarities, and avoid duplication among programs. And that's something which is important and that we value very much. As you all know, the Mediterranean is a shared space with common challenges and also common opportunities. So if programs cooperate more closely, if they align their approaches where relevant, and if they capitalize on each other's strengths, then the impact of the EU support can be significantly increased. The coordinated call that we are talking about today is a concrete step towards a more strategic, more efficient, and more results-oriented use of EU funds. Today's seminar is also important because it allows us to look ahead. This coordinated call should help us understand what works well, what can be improved, and what conditions are needed to make this type of joint approach successful. The experience we gain through this process should not remain limited to the current programming period. The lesson learned should feed directly into our reflections on the future, including the preparation of the post-27 period, which is starting now. So the timing is very good. So today I wish you a very productive seminar. I wish you also good luck with this call and hope that there will be a lot of interesting projects for the Mediterranean region. So have a good seminar. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olivier. I know that in a while you have to leave us, but there are other colleagues from DG Regio, so it's important that you actually follow the process. And thank you for your words, especially in this perspective of setting the base for a reflection that actually put the legacy into perspective, into what can be capitalized not only at program level, but also at, let's say, policy level, where we set together the post-27 strategy. Thank you for that. So we complete the first chapter of our session here. Please keep a possibility of dropping your questions, and I leave the floor now to Curzio Cervelli, JS coordinator of the Interreg Euromed program, that actually will put on the table some of the main features and the main values also of the coordinated call for proposal of the Mediterranean multi-program mechanism. So, Curzio, good morning, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Rosario. Good morning to all of you. First of all, I would like to thank all people having worked on this, on preparing this call. We were 200 people in Croatia, Split, 1 year ago. We were 200 people in Florence in May 2023. We are, I think, 620 people today, so it's amazing. And in that sense, I would like also to thank the member of the different monitoring committees belonging to the different programs participating to the MMM. Thank also the DG Regio, of course, for being here today, but also for supporting us previously. And a special thank for you, Rosario, Tesim, and Interact. From now on, we are going to experiment a new action. For us, it's a very important milestone today, this call. But what is important from my point of view, from our point of view, is you can easily understand why this call and the spirit of this call. And why we are speaking about sustainable tourism. The Mediterranean is the first destination in the world for visitors, 30%. gathering more or less 400 million people every year. And it seems to us that it's important to start from something that we share all together, and also where climate change has really important consequences. So I try to share normally my slides, hoping not to have difficulties. Yeah. Just a moment, please. Do you see
Yes,
my,
yes,
yeah,
we
it's
see it
fine?
perfectly. Yes,
Okay,
in presentation mode as well.
perfect. So, what is DMM? First of all, DMM is 10 programs, 10 Interreg programs, cross borders and transnational. This is a very important point. We were able to mix both strands operating in the Mediterranean Sea, 24 countries. So altogether, we are covering the whole Mediterranean Sea, except countries not belonging to any Interreg programs. So as Silvia Comiati said, it was not easy, but we did it. And we are very proud of that. Why this call? This call for us is also an opportunity to change our mind, to be able to work all together differently. Olivier Baudelaire also stressing the fact that we need to be much more coordinated. And we thought that positive overlapping are really necessary in the future to be much more efficient from our side as a joint secretariat and managing authorities, but also from your side as beneficiaries and projects operators. So we would like really to offer you the possibility to meet each other across different strands. This is why it was important to gather the cross-border and then transnational sites. And we have all the three major transnational programs in the Mediterranean involved, as all the Interreg cross-borders maritime programs present in the Mediterranean as well. So it's really a good chance for all of us to see and to check what we are able to produce using this pilot experience as a future step for the next programming period in 28-34. So we are going to propose you to move on from your territories, to go from the projects to an impact target, and to try as a first step to share solutions already achieved in order to have an impact, an overall impact on the Mediterranean Sea, on the Mediterranean area, where we are all involved. And for doing that, as already said, it was necessary to mix both strengths. But in this slide, there is something not visible, but in my mind, and I hope also in yours in the future. The final step would be to reach the mainstream and the other programs, thematic programs directly managed by the European Commission, like Horizon, etc., etc. So we are trying to propose to you a different way to operate also towards the different strategies present in the Mediterranean. I think, of course, to the macro-regional strategy, the only one we have for the moment in the Adriatic and Ionian Sea, but also we have a basin maritime strategy for the Western countries. It's something that it was we were informed that 2 days ago, 3 days ago, I don't remember exactly, but about the new insular islands and the coastal strategy. We also could speak about the pact for the Mediterranean, where the sustainable tourism is included in one of the pillars. So, as you can easily understand, this coordination is not only a matter of being more impactful, powerful among all of us, but also another way to work with all the different strategies present in the Mediterranean area. How to work and how to proceed. We are speaking about capitalization projects. So we would like really that you work on achievements, on outputs already present in our different programs. This is why we create a common, a joint MMM database gathering the most important outputs on the field of sustainable tourism. Of course, this database will be available for all of you. After picking up at least one output, a minimum of one output from this database, you will have to conceive a transfer strategy in order to use and to take advantage of this positive overlapping that we are proposing to you between cross-border and transnational programs. For doing what? Of course, for improving our impact. Altogether, we hope we will be able to be stronger and to show better our results, final results, again, to the mainstream in particular. One of the major gaps we have as Interreg, and it would be a challenge for the 28-34 programming period, including the performance-based approach, is finally to be able to reach the mainstream. It was not the case until now, or very in few times. So this is I think the logical framework that you would have to apply. But in this framework, of course, synergies, as already reminded by Rosario Sapienza, synergies are at the heart of any initiative. Without synergies, it will be difficult to reach a stronger impact and to be able to be much more visible as Interreg programs. So we ask to you in your future proposals, application forms, to be able to take into account, of course, the outputs already achieved, but to valorize them, to adapt them to the different territories, to think about the beginning on future exchanges among projects or among stakeholders, among different beneficiaries, and not to continue to work only on your project. It will be really necessary to go out from your usual territories to discover new possibilities outside. So to be clear, what kind you can have a stronger MMM projects. The starting point, if I sum up a little bit what I've said until now, the starting point is to choose the right output in the database. The second point is to think about the capitalization process, the embedding process. So you have to think on how to structure your transfer strategies outside the territory where this output has been realized. Third point, very, very important, how to build the partnership. Of course, it's not a matter to work with the usual friends. I know that somehow is difficult to change your habits and to discover new opportunities involving new partners. But what is important is to think about skills, skills needed, really needed to valorize the output that you have taken on board to transfer these outputs in new territories. So probably you will need necessarily new friends, new partners able to support you in this work. You have also to think about your exact target. What kind of policies you need and you want to influence? What kind of territories you want to change or in which ones you want to transfer your outputs? So what is exactly your target in this proposal? And finally, of course, the methodology. Cooperation. Cooperation is the base, but also the knowledge of your environment, and in particular, the knowledge of the exchange habits. We are Interreg. The cooperation is the key word in our objective. Don't forget European territorial cooperation. In these three words, you have everything from my point of view. European, territorial, territories, and cooperation, the most important word. And those words have to be employed and reused. They need to be evident in your proposal in terms of concrete actions. On the other side, things, but from another point of view, you don't have to.
I cannot hear.
We cannot hear you, Curzio.
We cannot hear you, Curzio.
Start from nothing.
Now, yes, now, yes.
Can I hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes.
I'm sorry. Now, yes, yeah, okay, sorry. Could you hear me? No.
Yes, we can hear you, Curzio.
Yeah, but the previous slide was fine or not?
Yeah, just this one, the mistakes to avoid.
Okay. So to avoid starting from scratch, so it's clear you have a database, and you have to start from this database. Secondly, you have to think about a cooperation logic, an external logic. You have to move outside your program to go towards other programs, other territories. We have to think exactly about the transferring plan to be strong or stronger than others, because you will have a very strong competencies. You have to present a clear strategies about your capitalization plan, your transfer plan. It's important to demonstrate that you are able to impact the new territories, having on board the most appropriate stakeholders. And finally, synergies, another crucial point. You will have to study, to prepare your proposal, probably speaking with the previous colleagues, having implemented the different output. In the database, you will have the contact of the beneficiaries having implemented those outputs, and we can take those people on board, but if it was not possible, you can speak with them in order to understand their actions, their activities, their process to implement these outputs. So don't forget those points. We are speaking about a coordinated call and not a joint call. The two sides of these slides are very important also. We have a common elements prepared for you in the common and the coordinated TOR, terms of references. So we have a contents proposed by you and split 1 year ago. We have a joint list of outputs, and we will try also to allow you the possibilities to work during probably some months together. All programs will try to launch the different calls in order to have a minimum time where all projects can be in contact. So it will be also a new testing phase to check how you will be able to cross and to exchange your different activities each other. As JES, we will propose in the future to organize common meetings where all the projects will be invited to participate, to create new opportunities to exchange, to have team building activities, and to better understand what we are producing all together. On the other side, on the right side, you have the program level conditions. So eligibility criteria, selection processes, monitoring committees decisions, of course, will stick exactly the same than usual, because it was impossible for us to build a real joint call, at least for this moment. So this is why today we are speaking about general processes, general objectives, but not on specificities of this call, because you will have the possibilities to participate, to assist to the different seminars from now onwards. Here you have more or less what has been scheduled in terms of calls. incoming calls from the different programs. The first, Italy-Croatia, today, just after this first meeting. Next Med in the beginning of July. I have the calendar just after this slide. Euromed in September with a presentation in July. And the other programs also in September for many of them, and October for others. What is important here is to point out the budget, the available budget, and the duration of the different projects. We can go more or less from 12 to 18 months, depending on the different programs. We have important budget for Italy, Croatia, Next Med, and Euromed between 6 and 8 millions. Less money for the other programs because, of course, it depends on their state of implementation. So this is why we have a different budget. Also, we can see on this slide the specific objectives that will be open for each program. Here you have the known calendar timeline for the next seminars, specific dedicated seminars per each programs. As already said, just after this first meeting, Italy-Croatia in 1 hour today. Next Med on 1st July in presence and online. And Euromed only online on 8th July. And of course, the other programs, it was not decided yet, but they will inform you very soon. I'm arriving at the end, just to remind you what is crucial and really necessary from our point of view to integrate a new way to work together, to be able to work differently in a coordinated way in new territories using already achieved outputs for a strong capitalization, having in mind clear targets in terms of territories, in terms of stakeholders. So, let me just to finish, this is a pilot experience, but of course, it could be repeated in the future if the results were satisfactory, opening also to other fields. It was a matter in the past to open a coordinated call also for circular economy, for instance, or other topics. The first step is to be able to concretize this call, to evaluate the final results in terms of answers by the different beneficiaries, and I hope in the new programming period, integrating also the new rules, the new regulation, maybe to scale up also the capacities of these kind of calls to involve different topics since the beginning in the chapters of the different programs. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Curzio, for putting all these food for the brain, let's say. And I actually invite everybody to drop their own questions. It's important to know that these questions will be taken on board by the different programs. We don't have time to get to today to answer to, of course, all of these questions, but the question will be the base for the further technical meetings that programs are going to run. So without further delay, I give the floor to Martin Heibel from the NextMed program, because this coordinated call is not the only action that these crazy people about the MMM are thinking about. So Martin, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Rosario. Good morning, everyone. And actually, today it's a very important day for our community of 10 Interreg programs, because not only we're unveiling the coordinated calls and the terms of reference that then will be actually launched by, the call will be launched by each and every program, the programs participating in this endeavor. But we have another opportunity for you. We've cooked something else, and I'd just like to zoom out a bit, go back in time, Brussels, November 2024, Interact Annual Conference. And actually, it's good to see that the most innovative ideas are always like built around the coffee, and especially during coffee break. So I remember where a few of the people working actually representing the 10 of the programs participating in the MMM. And really, our objective was not only to offer a platform for the coordination between the programs and the managing authority and the JS, which is primary and fundamental, but also to offer opportunities for our funded projects. So we came up with the idea that we are proudly launching today. It's actually open for business. We did a bit of prior information with some projects, with all the programs. And here, I want to thank also those who brought to life these ideas. I mean, those were in this initial discussion back in time in Brussels, especially I remember Jessica and Paolo from Interreg Italy, France Maritime. So if they are in the room, kudos to them and all the people that have been actually and very much engaged into make this idea from a concept, from a vision to something operational that we are actually launching today. All the people who have worked behind the scene very with a lot of engagement, and especially also my colleague from Interreg NextMed, Ivan de la Mar Sancho, who is there today, and he's been really putting a lot of efforts into achieving this result. So what is it about? So today we are unveiling the Mediterranean peer learning visits on sustainable tourism, which is the second actually great opportunity resulting from the Mediterranean multi-program mechanism. Our assessment, our observation is that a lot has been produced by 10 Interreg programs. There are a lot of solutions existing. We are bound by very same challenges, especially in the field of sustainable tourism, whether in the Adriatic area, the south of the Mediterranean, the north shore of the Mediterranean. So Interreg really, the community is delivering very innovative, very valuable solutions. So how really we accelerate the transfer and the positive contamination from one program, from one reality to another. So this is really a bottom-up approach where projects, owners of output will be leading this initiative that we are launching today. So again, it's about creating economy of scale. It's about replicating the most valuable solutions which have been developed by one program, by a community of projects, and transferring this to other projects who are in need, to other territories who are in need of solutions that have proven to be working. So we don't, again, start from scratch, but we reuse, we upscale, we reinforce what is working, and we work really as an open community, no copyright within the Interreg community. Solution knowledge is available to all. So the Mediterranean peer learning visit is a platform to foster this exchange of knowledge, this inspiration, this positive contamination. Being one of the program participating in the MMM. So as I was saying, it's really about accelerating the knowledge of exchange. It's about seeing, witnessing physically what is working in terms of sustainable tourism, in terms of making tourism greener, in terms of creating economic opportunities for communities, for SMEs, in terms of a tourism that is more inclusive for people with disabilities, for elderly people, for kids. So it's all about showcasing solutions that work, taking them on board, bringing them back home, and trying to replicate them as possible. And really, I think the added value of the Mediterranean peer learning visit, it's about going between, let's say, the administrative boundaries of our programs, which are always connected to a specific eligible area, and accelerating the transfer between territories that could normally not be able to cooperate through our Interreg platform. So let's say this mechanism, the Mediterranean peer learning visit, would allow partners from Lebanon to engage with partners from Bulgaria. And normally through our programs, they could not do so. So it's really also opening the boundaries of our community, but based on actual needs, based on solutions that work, and being generous, transferring solutions, explaining them, and then bringing back this home to an impactful project. So how it works in practice, Mediterranean peer learning visits. These are physical activities. These are activities that should be promoted by at least 2 different projects from 2 different Interreg programs which are participating in the MMM. So we could do Interreg NextMed and Interreg Italy Croatia, at least 2 different projects. But this is the minimum requirement. My advice would be as large as possible in terms of partnership, of course, being realistic. We're not selecting projects here. It's something different. We're supporting you to make synergies and exchange of knowledge real. It's based on a logic of givers and takers. So a Mediterranean peer learning visit would be based on this logic where an institution, an organization locally, which have developed something impactful for boosting sustainable tourism, would host partners from other programs to come witness and learn why this approach, why this practice is actually working. So this could last like 3 to 4 days. I mean, this is up to our community to come up with the ideas to connect. And then those who we are calling the takers will witness that knowledge, will learn from good practices in sustainable tourism, and take this inspiration back home and try as much as possible to embed this in the implementation of their projects, to make them again more impactful, basing their implementation also, including in their implementation things that have been working in other parts of the Mediterranean. So really, we're looking for, again, actual transfer of knowledge, replication of good practices. So an example here, what could work in our mind and as a request for participation, as an application to organize a Mediterranean peer learning visit, would be a partnership composed of 3 different projects. So the hosting institution, the giver, could be a project implemented, it's split from the Interreg Italy Croatia program, hosting partners from the Interreg NextMed program and from the Interreg Euromed program. So this would be the basis for us. This would work. So first of all, of course, partners need to connect, and I will explain you the tools which are available for our community to connect, what we call the match, because these are partners that would normally not be working together. And then they shall organize this visit with an agenda, with moment of exchange, with also physical encounters with communities which have been positively impacted, with reality which have been positively impacted by the project, to learn as much as possible and to bring this knowledge again back home into their implementation. I mean, this is very important to us. It's very tangible. You go to see something, you learn something, but you also try as much as possible to implement that back home in the of your project. So applying, actually, we're open for business. Officially today, we're open for business. There is a news or a section on each of the 10 MMM program website, or it's coming very soon to apply. So you have documentation you can check, in particular the guidelines. I just want to show you how you can find partners. And actually, there is a common database where over already 50 organizations from a lot of programs which are participating in the MMM have expressed their interest to organize and to connect through this Mediterranean peer learning visit. So all the links now are available on the different websites. This is an online Google database where
Sorry, Martin, the
Yes.
presentation stopped. I don't know if there is another slide.
Okay, I'll try to.
And please keep the time because
Yes,
we are
yeah,
running late.
I'm almost done. So I was showing you this database. Can you see it now, Rosario?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, over 50 organizations from the different MMM programs have already expressed their interest. It's very easy to fill in. So this is actually what you need to fill to say, I want to learn something or I have something to offer, or both of them, of course. And then let's go back to the presentation. Actually, presenting what we call a request for participation to organize a Mediterranean peer learning visit is actually very easy. There is a template online that I will not show now, but it's really a one-pager where organizations from different programs will show their interest to connect. So again, there is a deadline. The first round is now open for business until the end of November. So I invite all those interested now to present a request for participation to join this new cooperation platform. It's only open for the time being to ongoing projects, funded projects of the MMM mechanism of the 10 different programs. We made sure that it's easy for you in terms also of eligibility of expenditure, but really I invite you to check with your program officer within your program. If you go to the guidelines that we have drafted, actually for each program, there is one reference person. If you want to have more information on how it works, how expenses could be eligible. So really, it's time for you guys to find your project crush, to engage, to see this database, to express your interest, to get in touch with projects that are offering something you are looking for, or actually as someone providing solution, to invite project partners from other programs to learn from what you have been implementing within your project. So really, this initiative is for you. We hope it will be a success and that you will find this new cooperation platform useful in addition to the coordinated call. Thank you very much, and we remain available for questions, and I guess we'll have more sessions as time goes on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Martin. I don't want to squeeze or stop both of you, Curzio and Martin, because I think content have the primacy. It's a very, very exciting moment for all of us. A lot of opportunities. Claudia, I don't know if we have a time. I mean, we have 6 minutes before the stop, but maybe we can have a look to the questions. And I strongly recommend each of the program to have access to this source of inspiration, the questions that come from the presentation. And we can have a look to the questions all together, maybe, Claudia, if possible. In the meanwhile, I maybe can anticipate some of the wrap up. Okay, so let's find maybe. Yeah, thank you very much.
I will show you the most interesting
Please.
For example, the first one, if you want to read it.
Are there any restrictions regarding the number of proposals that a lead partner of project partner may participate in or submit under the MMM call? I mean, this is a question. Maybe, Curzio, you can have a feedback, but of course, this it's a little bit of technicality already, I think.
If I may, I have seen the different questions and I try to answer very, very quickly to 2 or 3 points that it seems to me not well understood or clear enough for all people, because there are many questions. We will answer to the questions also in the different program meetings. But first point, the database was closed at the end of April it's not possible to add new outputs in this database because, of course, we need a common starting point for all different programs. We cannot update the database every time because we have a different call and different timelines. About projects and the possibilities to submit different ideas to different programs. No. The same idea has to be submitted to only one program. You can, if you want, but we will check. We will check. We have a coordination task force in order not to evaluate and not to co-finance two times the same idea. And also, as already said, the idea really is to take one output produced by one program, even Italy, Slovenia, for instance, that will not open a call. What is important is the database. All outputs included, the database can be capitalized independently by the fact that your program, your former program, open or not a call. So the starting point is the output, but this output has already achieved has to be transferred to another program. An output achieved in the program Italy-Slovenia cannot be capitalized in Italy-Slovenia, even because the call will not open, but independently. Has to be transferred to another program, for instance, a transnational one or another cross-border one. From Italy, France Maritime, we need to move to Italy, Croatia, or NextMed, or Interreg Euromed. But we cannot reproduce the process within the same program that already co-financed the previous output. Of course, what is really important is to be sure about the eligibility of your status within the new program. For cross-border partners, normally you will have access to the transnational programs in a quite easy way because, for instance, Euromed cover all the north shore of the Mediterranean basin, and the NextMed also the south one. The problem is between cross-border and cross-border. It's difficult, it's impossible that a Croatian partner can be co-financed by Greece, Cyprus, because there is a matter of certification of expenditures. So before starting to think about the program of your interest, be sure about the eligibility of your organism body in this program. Other questions? There will not be much more calls than this one, only one call per program. So you cannot move or waiting to capitalize results from MMM projects in the future because there will not be time enough to continue the process. I don't know if you have other important the link of the database and the chat. All documents will be available, of course. The PowerPoint presentation will be on the different pages of the different programs. I just scroll down the different questions.
Let's say, Curzio, due to the time constraints, that this is a very good, let's say, base for Q&A sessions.
Yeah, exactly.
There will be website.
a FAQ section on each, a common FAQ section. Updated with all that still exist. There is already available, but there will be updated with all these questions showed on the screen at that moment.
Thank you. Thank you. I think this
You're
is
welcome.
what is it, because now it's time to
Yeah,
go
of course.
for a closure. But I think we have more than 70 questions already there. So you reach your goal of actually reaching the interest of the people, of course. But this was is not surprising, I would say. So let me wrap up a little bit what we did here. So first of all, I think the important aspect is to notice that all these starts from a veritable bottom-up approach, from an event where the community of practice around sustainable tourism from 10 programs actually experience and set the ground for the overall possibilities around the concept of sustainable process.
Rosario,
Please.
sorry, but there is a very important question that I am trying to read. The MPLV is not a call. Be careful, please. The call is one issue. The MPLV is completely different issues. Rules are different. So do not be confused about the process regarding the call and what Martin introduced. We are in two parallel processes, completely different.
Yeah,
sorry,
I mean,
sorry, Rosario.
No, this is important. Here we propose two main action. One is the call, which takes the most of the because these are funded, will be funded, while the peer exchange will be embedded into the budget of each of the existing projects. Okay, let's say that it was very interesting to know that projects and their activities will be part of a broader reflection on policy making, including post 27. I think this is a very important message to be delivered here. You project stakeholders are part of a broader challenge that is actually building together European policies through practices. And then the MMM database, which is a very important outcome in itself. It will be used for the launch of this call, but at the same time, it constitutes a common legacy from what have been done that in the future maybe can be implemented even more. The two levels, at program level and a common MMN level of the call, is one very important message. And I don't think we have much to say, but I leave the floor if Tamara Pavlin from Regio wants to have a final word to all of us. It will be a pleasure to give her the floor. Tamara, are you still with us?
I am.
Yes.
If you
Okay.
can hear
Good
me.
morning. Yes. Good morning, Tamara.
I really don't have much to add other than repeat a little bit what Olivier said at the very beginning, namely to congratulate the programs for developing something which is really innovative in a sense, and also responds to the calls from the European Commission for more coordination and for more kind of complementarity across the programs. I would like to thank the presenters, actually, Corsia and Martin, for their very clear presentations. And if I may then take this towards the kind of potential project applicants, I would really advise to take that practical guidance into account when writing your project applications. I think there were elements there also in Corsia's presentation on the real challenge here. It's namely about not just duplicating a project, it's about the added value. How can you create impact? And also, I think, how can you leave your comfort zone? Because you're used to your program area, but here you're called upon to maybe take others into account as well. And with this, I think I will conclude and just wish the programs, but also the potential beneficiaries and applicants a lot of success in this new call that is coming up.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tamara. And with this, I think we can close this short meeting also, because in less than half an hour, you will launch at the same link the technical meeting on the Italy-Croatia Interreg program about this very same call. So stay tuned, the ones that registered for this first technical meeting. We can close the meeting here, and the people that will join that meeting, maybe they can reconnect or stay tuned in the same meeting. Thank you, everybody, and it was a pleasure to be here and contributing to this incredibly exciting event. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.